Hi, welcome. This is Charismatic Cook, and this video is gonna be just in English. Enjoy. Thank you so much.
Hey everybody. This video, as Charismatic Cook said, is going to be talking about the use of Kalanchoes with stroke and Alzheimer's. Now, as you probably know, stroke is an accident, a rupture of a capillary in the brain, and Alzheimer's is the accumulation of plaque in the brain that causes the brain not to give the amount of blood that it needs, oxygenation, and the dementia, and happens from that. That's really rudimentary, and if there's doctors watching this video, they're going to say, oh, that's not exactly correct. I'm not a doctor. That's just from what I read as a layman. What I can say is that the Kalanchoe does have properties to help alleviate those symptoms, both in stroke, and because Kalanchoe is hemoprotective, and from high blood pressure, diabetes. It helps your blood, helps in the elimination or reduction, I don't want to say elimination, of coagulants, so that you don't have the little blood cells sticking together in the capillaries. And if it goes in the capillaries and creates a blockage, that's where your stroke happens, and you have a blowout of that capillary. And that'd be the reason for those of that know about it, the left hemisphere and the right hemisphere. The right hemisphere controls the left side of the brain, the left side of the body. The left hemisphere controls the right side of the body. So when you have a stroke on either hemisphere of the brain, it's going to affect the opposite side of the body, either the face, arm, leg, whatever happens to be. Now, in the particular case of Charismatic Cook, I know in her case, her mother, who's had several strokes over the past 5 years or so, minor strokes, but to where she would lose her memory, have a little bit of facial paralysis, mostly memory issues, cognition, being kind of out of it, if you will. I've seen some of the pictures, some of the videos with her post-stroke, and not the same person on previous videos. Okay. Now, I know that she's been using the Kalanchoe for a few months, and it's a different person. She's a lot more with it. She knows where she is. She has conversations. She sings. And so the video that I've seen of her, and had one opportunity to see her in person, that person isn't the same person that was post-stroke just a little while. So I'm a first-hand testimony, anecdotally, obviously. I didn't have to suffer the stroke, but somebody else did. And it's helping her. Now, in the case of Alzheimer's, a lot of people suffer from Alzheimer's. That can also have a genetic component to it. I have some Alzheimer's in my family. Some people have died from Alzheimer's. It's gotten to that point where the brain and body just actually shut down. Because the Kalanchoes are also hemoprotective and help with blood flow in the brain to avoid or reduce the amount of, again, I'm not a doctor, but from the studies it says it does help reduce the amount of coagulants, so reducing the amount of possibility of stroke. Now with Alzheimer's, it's not particularly because of coagulants, it's because of accumulation of plaque in the brain. And as people have been taking anti-cholesterol drugs to help with their heart, they're also reducing the good cholesterol that's helping flush out their brain, and plaque forms in the brain. If you read the studies, that's what it says that it's doing. Kalanchoe, some of the studies, more recent in the last few years that have come out, have shown that the use of Kalanchoe plant, tincture, etc., reduces the amount of plaque in the brain, and will help mitigate some of the factors with dementia and with Alzheimer's. It doesn't go away, but it's like with the cancer. If it's not actively trying to kill you, the cancer, it just goes into remission and slows down. That's just as good. And if the dementia kind of mitigates a little bit and it doesn't get any worse, I consider that also to be a success. And some of the studies would indicate that that's a possibility. You know, we're not doctors. We only read the studies as laymen and present these ideas. This seems to work. And we do have some anecdotal and eyewitness experience with it. And can add to our testimony that if you're suffering from either Alzheimer's, dementia, or stroke, or you know somebody who is, you may consider the use of these plants to alleviate some of the symptoms. Maybe it won't advance anymore. Things that God has provided, as we've always said, things that God has provided, if we use them correctly, can help us. You know, a lot of things are discovered by accident. Penicillin was discovered by accident. A lot of things are discovered in looking for something else. So plants used to be used hundreds of years ago to cure people. And they still are in a lot of cultures. Some that have gotten away from the use of plants and have gone a little bit more to the use of chemicals and synthetics. Whether that's better or not, you know, there's no pharmaceutical company pushing plants. So thanks for watching. The studies do support the fact that Kalanchoe plants do aid in the mitigation of the effects of stroke and Alzheimer's, dementia. And I'm glad you watched the video. I hope you learned something, and thank you for your time.